networking does not happen that way. Like if the event is happening, people would literally leave right after the event. They would not wait around to talk, and there are certain limitations, but we are paving our way through it. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's been a couple of years,
I see.
and
We both have kind of a completely different thing. Okay, so Mansi is still the single, and that time I was married with the two kids, right? So I had a more challenges from.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's still married with two kids.
I can even have to explain, that is too
Just,
much detail.
just
Okay, so that's an.
we positioned ourselves in a way that while you're building your product, great, you're great at building a product, but are you at that great at building your operations? Might be not. Let us handle it, something like that. So while you are good at building a product, let us come in the picture to build your operations. So, and when it comes to operations, that is where the maximum revenue leakage happens. Because where is the revenue leakage going to happen? That is not going to happen in product development part,
I see.
right? Because it's just going to be a tech stack which is going to work how you are going to make it work.
Hey, hi Mansi, hi Mehul, how are you guys? Welcome to the Newzchain Podcast.
Hi, Akshat. Doing well. Thank you. How are you
You're
guys?
doing amazing. It's a pleasure to have you over.
Same.
And
Thank you
Thank
yeah,
so much for
how
having
has it
us.
been going for you guys recently?
Doing well. Actually, doing great. It's been around two and a
Yes, it
half
is
years, right,
indeed.
Mehul? And like, I can't believe it when I say it. 2.5 years. I mean, feels quite real and also feels like, okay, abhi to just शुरुआत है,
Uh-huh.
sort of. And there's a lot more that we want to
Mm-hmm.
do. And like, there's a lot that we have already done. And it feels like we're also in the middle, but we are also just at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we are also excited for the journey ahead. It's been great so far and a lot of learnings, a lot of challenges.
I just
Yep.
want to start with like how did you guys meet in the first place? When did you meet? What's the history like?
Uh, Mehul, do you want to say
I knew
that or
that is
should
coming to
I?
me. It's like kind of this Uday Bala thing. It's like make tongue, all that kind of thing. So yeah, I will tell you. So before starting the Clueless Company, we both were working in a company called Easy Technosis. That's now known as the Cloud Solutions. It's been it's over 8 years now. So that's where we met in a previous organization. I was working, then Mansi joined, and then we become first colleague, and then friend, and then the best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and now we are best friend, and is running the Clueless Company, and we call ourselves a business couple because everywhere we go, people think that we are husband and wife, and so we have to clear out the things to them.
Uh-huh. So you both, correct me if I'm wrong, it was in Surat, right, where you met?
Yes,
Yeah,
Yep.
I see. And you both are settled in Surat, like for how long?
born and brought up.
Born and brought up. I
Yeah.
personally don't like the word settle, to be honest. Based out of
Uh-huh.
Surat right now.
I see. So how has Surat been? Like, what's the cultural impact that you can see? Like, like with the idea of even startup. Like, I'm sorry if no offense, but like people don't associate Surat as a startup place, right? They would be like, "Hey, this is a diamond hub. It's for textile," and I have those associations clearly, as I would have discussed with you. But yeah, how like did you come around the idea of what we can do a startup, but in Surat?
So to be honest, it's not really a startup place. It is a service hub. Even if we go into the IT
Mm-hmm.
field, it's literally filled with brands and companies which are into service business, basically custom software development or custom IT development businesses or brands. And you will find very, very less product-based businesses. It's now like in the last couple of years, or probably before and after
Mm-hmm.
COVID, that you will see some product-based businesses, even in IT and
Mm-hmm.
SaaS, that there is a bit of a boom. Just a couple of months ago, that Digital Valley has been inaugurated in Surat,
Mm-hmm.
and they are trying to build something similar to Silicon Valley, like how it is in Bangalore and
Mm-hmm.
how it is in the US. They are trying to build something like that here, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been miles away from that. It's miles away from that, but
Yeah.
in that way, the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem is
Mm-hmm.
very at a very naive stage, because there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go in terms of understanding how you know communities work, how understanding of networks work.
Mm-hmm.
We do have events, we do have networks like Eachai, Head Start, Startup Chopal, who do organize events and community meetups and
Mm-hmm.
all, which is great. But again, that started only right after
Mm-hmm.
COVID, right? And that's just been a couple of
I
years.
see.
But before, so it's very new in that
Uh-huh.
stage. Like, it's like, and networking in Surat is not that great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, when you talk about tier one cities like Delhi, Mumbai and
Mm-hmm.
all, networking generally means, like, you literally talk to people. You talk about your business, you talk about what you're
Mm-hmm.
building, and then you generally connect with like-minded people. But in Surat, networking does not happen that way. Like if the event is
Mm-hmm.
happening, people would literally leave right after the
I see.
event. They would not wait around to
Uh-huh.
talk, and there are certain limitations, but we are paving our way through it. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as I mentioned, it's been a couple of years,
I see.
and we're trying to change a few
Uh-huh.
things. So there's that cultural difference as well. There's also that cultural difference which I
Mm-hmm.
face when it comes to gender indifference, because people usually don't want to
Mm-hmm.
talk to women. If Mehul and I are standing and somebody comes to talk to us, people would
Mm-hmm.
certainly, prefer to talk to Mehul over me,
Uh-huh.
because they don't want to talk to, me. That they'd rather assume that
Mm-hmm.
I don't exist, and I'm not standing there, like I'm
Yeah.
invisible. So there's that, but that I don't. This would not happen in maybe I was hoping, or I'm assuming that in tier one
Of course,
cities,
it's rare.
maybe
Yeah.
because there's a cultural
Mm-hmm.
difference here there as well, and yeah, I think. But yeah, we are making our way
I
through
see.
it.
So,
Yeah.
I guess to Surat's credit, there's also like very much of a positive factor that's it's equidistant to Ahmedabad and Bombay,
Yeah.
right? Which
Yeah.
had like a settled market, which had like a lot of up and coming universities and also the previous universities. So, why don't you guys tell me more about how did you come up with the whole pitch, right? Was it in regards to these coming startups or was it something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Mehul answer
Okay,
this.
so you just would like to know that why we came up with this idea of the Clueless Company, right, Axel? Okay. So
Yeah.
what happens that, as I said, that when we met in a previous organization, what we were doing is Mansi was heading this marketing department. Okay, I was heading this
Mm-hmm.
sales department, and earlier I was taking care of the customer service department. So like I started a customer service, then I moved to
Mm-hmm.
sales, and then Mansi was into marketing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
during this COVID time, if you look at it from that point, the SaaS has boomed like anything, because everyone realized that what if something like this will happen in the future, if we have a cloud solution,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then we do not have to worry about data. Even if happen that we can do our work there, right? And our company had the
Mm-hmm.
cloud based
Yeah.
product, so we were not having any problem. Like, we were still working, we are still getting customer, we are onboarding, and all the kind of a thing we are doing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we realized, that that was our we work for this. So I worked in that company for 14 years. Mansi has worked there for a good amount of the 7 8 years there already. So our experience lie
Mm-hmm.
in this B2B SaaS business already, right? And we knew that this is coming. In fact, during that we were quite active on social media, because we did not have anything to do. So we were seeing, especially, that we got
Mm-hmm.
active on Twitter, and Twitter has that community of tech savvy people and tax expert. We found that, okay, most of the people now building that cloud based solution, Okay.
Mhm.
Now, and one more thing, what we figured it out, that most of them are the builders. It means like they are developers, right? And they are great at building it, like indie hackers, right? That will be the word
Mhm.
we always use. But then we see that they are very best at building what they are doing, but then they will also need a people who can help them in terms of marketing, sales, and customer service part. And that's what exactly we thought, and that's
Yeah.
what our expertise experience in that. So we
Uh-huh.
thought to leverage
Yeah.
the same thing and to start offering, as a RevOps consultancy to, kind of a clueless
Mhm.
entrepreneurs who are, clueless about marketing, sales, and support side of it. And that's exactly, we
Yeah.
decided to start the
Yeah.
Clueless Company, offering these
Uh-huh.
services to them.
Uh-huh. I see. No, I absolutely agree. I guess so. Like a little background, my brother is in 12th right now, right? He's preparing for IIT. He just got his result, and yeah, like we were having discussions like what can be your options, right? And I come from a very non-technical, non-coding background, right? So I have a very much of a disdain towards the fact that Indian tech schools, to their credit, they're amazing, right? They teach you how to solve things. Like that's what we are doing since ninth grade. We are solving things. We know how to solve a problem, but we don't know how to. Yeah,
Jugaad.
exactly. But we don't know how to sell that solution further, right? And
Hmm.
hence, I guess this is where you guys fit, right? So, is it fine if I call it TCC? Do you hate that, or do you?
Yeah, no, no, we love it. Even we call it TCC.
Perfect.
Please go ahead.
Perfect. So, what is exactly TCC to you right now? Apart from obviously helping such kind of, like giving these solutions, what is it in its core?
Uh, so TCC is our baby, to be honest, and it's like when you nurture it, when you water it every day, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
plant, you know. But forget the baby part. It's like a plant, but when you grow a
Yeah.
plant, or when you are sowing the
Mm-hmm.
seeds, you don't think about the future or consequences, that what exactly is it going to do. You think about the results, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe what it is going to grow into, like, maybe it's going to give you a flower, or maybe what kind of vegetables it's going to grow into, depending on what you're sowing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it actually grows with leaves and with flowers and with vegetables, it also gives, roof to the other plants besides
Uh-huh.
it, or whatever you are sowing it with, or it gives you oxygen
Uh-huh.
as well, and all those
Uh-huh.
things. So that is what TCC is to us. So we are sowing it, we are giving it, fertilizers with our expertise and all, and TCC as a plant is growing with its own expertise and
Mm.
helping the other customers that are under its
Yeah.
shade. That is what ECC is
Uh-huh.
for us.
Beautiful metaphor. So, how did you guys come around the funding part? Because that can be tricky, right? You both are professionals. I'm pretty sure you had your savings. So, have you been bootstrapping it since the very beginning, or did you reach out to an investor in the early stages itself?
Uh, Okay, so basically we
Mehul.
started with the bootstrap only, right? The very first thing is we are into the
Mm-hmm.
service business. Okay, so there's we do not require a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money, right? Only thing
Uh-huh.
required is, I will say, start with, you need a computer, okay, internet connectivity, phone, and a place where you can sit. That's it, right? And you can start, and of course, headphone, or the place where you can talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
Yeah.
only thing which requires. So funding was not a problem, but the main challenge was that when we started the Clueless Company, that there's also story behind it. I'm not sure if I tell or not, but I started alone, right? Mansi did not join me. In fact, we both left the organization at the same time. uh,
Mm-hmm.
but then Mansi did not join me. Like for 3 months, I was still convincing her to join me, join me, join me. It will be good. She did not. But she was part of the
Uh,
TCC from day zero, day minus, I would say, because she's the one, she set up website, social media, and everything for that, right? She
uh-huh.
did not join. I started as a solopreneur and launched on 10th September
Mm-hmm.
2021 on a Ganesh Chaturthi, and just after a 1 week she messaged me that I think I'm going to join you now. right? So this was the
Uh-huh.
kind of a little story about what has this thing happened. So when we
Uh-huh.
started, it was purely bootstrapped with our own funding, and as I said, we did not require much, so it was we did not have to think much on that part,
Mhm.
right? But this good part is that we in this journey in this 2.5 years, like we once we participate
Mhm.
in 100x VC, right? They did have this funding thing going on for the woman entrepreneur. So we applied for that. So this
Okay.
is, this very beneficial for a startup if you have a woman entrepreneur, right? You can participate in all kind of funding
Mhm.
rounds, right? Including, woman-led
Yeah. Mhm.
this startup as well, right? So we did participate. We were not going to get a funding out because we know that we have to understand that in a service business it's not easy to get funding because service business is not scalable like a product. So we were knowing that, but we were just going to get that experience what's happening and all that kind of thing, to learn the
Mhm.
things, right? We made a pitch deck. Nancy made a whole
Yeah.
pitch deck on that. We did that, they like this pitch deck,
Mhm.
but the thing they clearly say that this is not for you, and we understand. But it was whole lot of new experience. But few people from our personal network, they reach out to the okay, like that I want to make an investment. Let me know, like if you guys want to get a money. But we
Mhm.
knew that we did not want that, right? That money, because
Yes.
it's kind of, as we always say, the start of the company is like our baby, right? And if you take a funding, you have to give a part of it. And at least at
Yeah.
this stage, we were not ready. Still we are not ready to do that. Maybe when we have a product, then maybe we'll
Yeah.
think something. But yeah, that was not. But good part is that
Mhm.
some people already reach out to us for that, some
Yeah.
right. So last time someone reached out to us for 500K dollar, as a
Mhm.
valuation. Someone say that okay, like I'm ready to invest in that. That of course that did not go through further, but still someone say that. But we said
Yeah.
okay, no, we don't want to go for that. Yeah, so that's it. So whole our,
Yes.
all money we pump in, like sweat basically.
Uh-huh. That's great. So correct me if I'm wrong. The equity is just between the two of you as
Yes,
of now.
that's right.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's dial it back to 2 years down, and we were just out of COVID, right? And as I hear from you, COVID played a very important part in how you came up with the idea and how you developed the pitch, right? So, what was your family's reaction? And this is something I ask every founder because like it's even like the founders abroad. I don't know if they can understand the cultural context, but as you can understand, right? It's very different in India, right? The way parents would react, the way partners would react, right? So, how did that go for you both individually and even together? Like hoping that your families knew both of your families, like beforehand.
Mehul, please go
I
ahead.
would say this. We both have kind of a completely different thing. Okay, so Mansi is still the single, and that time I was married with the two kids, right? So I had a more
Mm-hmm.
challenges from,
I mean,
yeah.
he's still married with two kids.
I can even have to explain, that is
Just,
too much detail.
just,
Okay, that's an, so
no, no, but you just did
no, I
that
was just
time
giving
you
an
were
example.
married
Okay,
with.
still it is like I was married and you were single, and still you are a single, and I'm still married. Okay, that was
Yeah, but you don't need to clarify on your part. You might need, I will clarify on my
okay.
part.
So the thing
You,
was for, okay, so you talk about me,
God,
I will
okay.
talk about myself. So I had to think that from financial point, right? That
Yeah.
the school fees and all that kind of free, for a home and all this kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But then it was a well planned thing, that what's the very first thing that came to mind, that if I'm leaving a job, like can I go for
Mm-hmm.
another job, maybe in a metro city like
Yeah.
Delhi NCR, of course Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai, all that kind of thing. But then being a Gujarati, typical Gujarati, like it's kind of a business is in the blood, and I always wanted to start
Uh-huh.
a business on that. So then I took a that deal, that okay, let's
Yeah.
take this. Like if it was I was 35 that time, so I decided okay, it's like kind of a now or never kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So take these things. So I decided, I made a good calculation in terms of financial. Let's say if I do not make a single rupee for next 18 months, I will be all good in terms of financially, right? And still, if I will not be able to get some money from that, like I would say, I don't know if we call it a success or not, then maybe I will go for a job, I will take it whatever I getting, and I will start working on it. But the good thing is all went well. Yeah. And then when I finalized this time, I talk, to my family, everyone on that. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I'm first planning to quit. So for a moment, all they were kind, I would say like clueless, and the silent that what he's talking about at this stage,
Uh-huh.
because we had a very well-paying job, right? It's very luxury, kind of a luxury.
Of
We are
course.
living a luxury life. And now, like at this stage,
Uh-huh.
what I'm going to do? Because my father had a business, so he had an idea what all things has happened. Okay, but then they just say that like whatever you want to do it. We trust you. We know that whatever is there, you are going to figure it out with that. So don't worry about what about the
Yeah.
home and all that kind of thing. We are here to take care of it. Like we have the support. It was not that much challenge from my side, but of course, but every now and they were saying like, if all is going good, financially,
Mm-hmm.
you are getting customer or not, or and that for a good amount of time. But now it's all set and it's all good. Yeah, Mansi, over to you.
I see.
Okay, so you have to know that my family is like accustomed to me
Mm-hmm.
making somewhat impulsive decisions in certain
Uh-huh.
things. I was the youngest in my family, so like somebody has to do it, right? Not everybody is going to make thoughtful decisions. So I am one
Yeah.
of those, and so I used to be in emphasis
Uh-huh.
first, and I realized that I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to continue working there, and I just decided that one fine day, no, bye,
I see.
and I just
Uh-huh.
left. And after that, it was like when resigning from the previous job was also
Mm-hmm.
like a similar decision. And when I resigned, I told them after that that okay, I have resigned. So,
Yeah.
so like after that, I realized that it's easier to say sorry than to ask
Uh-huh.
permission. Not giving tips, but just letting you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think when I said this as well, like okay, so when I joined TCC, I already had a job offer in
Mm-hmm.
hand. To be honest, I was to move to uh, Bangalore with that job offer in a couple of months,
I see.
and I just had to sign the offer letter that okay, yes, I accept it. And I said no, and then I accepted it.
Yeah.
So they knew
Uh-huh.
that I have that offer letter in hand, and I said no, I'm not doing. Actually, we were in a family
Mm-hmm.
function, and when I just texted him, okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
joining you. And फिर हम घर गए, and then I told these people that okay, I'm joining TCC. Like they're like, why did we see it coming that you're just going to do that? That so
Yeah.
that predictable I am
Uh-huh.
for them that okay, yeah, पता ही था that we knew that you are going to do something like this only,
Mm-hmm.
not something which is very stereotypical and all. You are going to
Mm-hmm.
do something off track only. And considering that none of my cousins, nobody in my family has
Mm-hmm.
gone into the business or entrepreneurial line. It was very new for them as well. And for the next 1 year or so, whenever anybody asked me that what are good news कब दे रही है, good news कब दे रही है, and I also always used to say, oh, दे तो दी अभी कुछ टाइम
Yeah.
पहले स्टार्टअप चालू कर दिया ऐसे
I
kind
see.
of. And yes, that is how their reaction was. Of course, like they did
Mm-hmm.
ask me that, have you thought about it from all
Mm-hmm.
angles? Have you thought about it from the business perspective that what kind of money are you going to
Uh-huh.
make? When will you reach the break even and all those
Mm-hmm.
things? Uh, yes, and like at that time I just said कि हाँ हाँ सब सोच लिया है ये वो, of
Uh-huh.
course कुछ भी नहीं सोचा था, to be honest, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that it's now that entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs are getting smarter about these choices. I don't suggest anybody to follow this path. Please think about such decisions when you make it. It's also about that you are smart about your choices. I'm not saying that it works for everybody. It might not work as well. You don't want to regret your choices, basically. It does not work out well for everybody. But in the sense that you realize that it does, it's money is not everything, but it is
Of course.
important. at the end of
Yeah.
the day, and it is very, very important. You have to survive. It's important for your survival as well. And while I may not have family responsibilities like Mehul has, I still do have responsibilities. I do want
Mhm.
to do things for my family. I do want to do things for my dad as well, and that's important. So yeah, that's that. And I did not think about those things, but it took me time to realize that these were things for they were things that I should have thought about. I don't regret the decision, but yes, I should have thought about those things.
That's absolutely fair. People don't realize it, and most of the times that's like students coming out of their just out of their education, right? And they were being
Exactly.
sustained by their parents in the first place, and then they're just continuing to do so for a couple of years till that backing happens. It's very much difficult for
Exactly.
someone who has these kind of responsibilities, and I can, like in my own way, I can relate to that. But again, at the other side, you both were coming with a beautiful experience of 14 years or so, right? Which is very crucial, and that's what wants me to, makes me want to ask you, like, how did that play a role in the early stage acquisition of new customers? Was it your network? Was it just sole experience to get build a new network, build new connections? How did that go?
Mehul
Okay.
is going to answer this.
So the thing
Yeah.
is, like, we were very fortunate or lucky enough that we had our very first
Hmm.
customer even before launching TCC. So we launched this TCC on 10 September 2021, and we had our first customer on 14 August 2021. And that was because we started billing TCC in public, right? We realized because we were active on a Twitter, and that people were billing, building in public, building in public. We literally people were doing that for product. We took a approach where we did it for the service industry, where we started doing this thing on Twitter and LinkedIn both. We were doing everything. Okay, like we decided the name of the company. Now the logo is in process, logo is ready, right? If I let's say if we literally did that, like if we get 100 likes in next 24 hours, we will
Hmm.
reveal the logo. Right. And literally, one, I think 2 hours was left, and that was over 100, 200 likes already. Like people were so supporting on that, right? So we are sharing all those journey for that, and out that network only someone reach out to that, okay, we are looking for someone who can help us in sales. As I say that, like Mansi was not so looking, I was providing sales and support kind of a consultancy initially. So someone reached out to me that, okay, this is what we need to have, and that person got ready with this, and we got a payment, and it was so excited that, so this is what is happened. And since then, like we have never looked back, and this good thing is so far we haven't spent even a single money from our pocket in terms of paid ads. All the customers so far, we have a 30, so far we work with 32 customer in 8 different countries, and all were organic in terms of so either is social media or through our website, because SEO is our strongest this part, and services also through word of mouth, networking, and all that kind of thing. And this so far it is what is happening, right? Still, we did not reach to the level where we have to reach out that, okay, like these are so of course we are now trying, we are learning on that front as well on a day-to-day basis, how to do that, how people are doing that. We are started little bit of it, but yeah, because we want to experience that as well. But so far, yeah, this is the thing about the customers which we enroll and whatever is happening. Yeah, Mansi, anything you would like to add?
No.
Yeah, that's great to hear that. But that's actually very, something that people should keep in head key. If you can see customers coming before even you venture out to, build something, that's already a good start, right? And then you just have to build on it through hard work in your own essence, right? I would, I'm kind of curious on. Who's your current competitor, and when you were starting, did you have an idea ki, what, if we get into this lane, these people or these established companies are gonna be in direct competition to us?
Yep, Mehul, again, over to you.
Okay, so in terms of competition, we have to look at in couple of ways, right? So I think when we are talking about in terms of competition, if it is a service, right? There are so many people offering that. It's like very
Mhm.
hardly which you can differentiate yourself on that, right? There are so many companies who are offering this array of services, especially outside India. In India, if you even search this term called RevOps, even Google, if you Google it, sometimes Google asks that, like, did you mean DevOps? Because everyone is used to that. So in India, this term is very, very
Mhm.
new. So what we are doing is, at least for for our India, it's like we are doing that kind of awareness in the audience that, okay, this RevOps is there, why you need that, what is the importance of that, right? Now slowly people get to know about it. Now that is, even if someone in our network, they hear the word rave of something, they are going to remember us, because
Mhm.
it's most of the people who heard about this term or this terminology from us only, Ansi, or
Mhm.
myself, for the. So for India it is good. So still now
Mhm.
there are RevOps specialists and everything, but they are helping individual company. Not as so far in India, we just found couple of these companies who are offering that. There are company called
Mhm.
or I would say the Rev partner is there. There are certain more, I don't recall this, like this name right now. Maybe Mansi will be able to add that. But what people say is, the customer work with us say is that, as we
Mhm.
are very focused on this B2B SaaS only. We are working with those customers only, because that's what our whole experience is also, right? So combined, we have over
Mhm.
23 years of experience into that. So that gets things added to that. That's one of the, I would say this, our strong hold there. The expertise which we have, we are just focusing on this B2B, the SaaS only. And
Mhm.
why many companies can't do the RevOps part is because it require a marketing, sales, and customer service expertise is that. That's where we fall in, where most of the, even
Mhm.
you look at in India or globally, most of are offering just a market. There's a marketing agencies, so they can just stop there and market for sales support. They can't do that. Here Mansi and we both are complementing each other, right? So it's very easier for us to take
Mhm.
care of that, right? So that's why I do that. So
Yep.
far it's like there is things for everyone, but what we are focusing is, there are very few who are just focusing on that, and that's where the things are helping us in that way, and things are going up to then. Good to see that now people are taking interest, would like to learn more about RevOps. They would like to go through this
Mhm.
part, and we are educating certain people and guiding on that. Okay, you can even do that, because it's like
Mhm.
knowledge is that we keep sharing it. It's for everyone. Yeah. Mansi, anything?
Mm.
I guess that's really crucial, like part, like growth is a two-way thing, right? And people just see, what we'll boost this particular aspect, but we'll keep on burning our investment money. And I guess so, Mansi, I would like to ask you on that. Yeah, has like, of course, this would have been a really strong marketing point for you as well, in using TCC in pushing TCC. But how did this whole cultural impact came into play that people are fine with burning their money, right? They're like, okay, we'll raise another round, we'll get money, we'll burn it. For instance, Fiverr has been burning money for more than a decade now, right?
Yep.
So, how did you, look, put that conviction ahead? Ki, what, we are here, TCC is here. We'll help you learn how to build your own revenue. We'll help you how to, like, operate in that sector.
So basically, what we did is that we positioned ourselves in a way that while you're building your product, great, you're great at building a product, but are you at that great at building your operations? Might be not. Let us handle it, something like that. So while you are good at building a product, let us come in the picture to build your operations. So, and when it comes to operations, that is where the maximum revenue leakage happens. Because where else is the revenue leakage going to happen? That is not going to happen in product development
Of
part,
course.
right? Because
Mhm.
it's just going to be a tech stack which is going to work how you are going to make it
Mhm.
work. But the operational part is going to include everything from sales, marketing, customer support. It is going to have customers to deal with, and if customers are not going to be happy with that fact,
Mhm.
you are going to leave. You are going to have dissatisfied customers. You are going to have billing errors. You are going to have inaccurate data to work
Mhm.
on. Your marketing campaigns are not going to be targeted well
Mhm.
enough, and that's how revenue leakage is going to happen. And it's not just these limited issues. There are a lot of other aspects where revenue leakages can
Mhm.
happen. So what we did was that we identified this one
Mhm.
loophole. Another loophole is that okay, and there are different smaller aspects as well. That okay, while you are running, let's say you are running email campaigns as a
Mhm.
brand, are they giving enough opens? If they are not, maybe you're not targeting the right
Mhm.
people. That is where also the revenue leakages happen because you're not targeting the right people.
Mhm.
So whatever you are doing is just going into waste. Why do you want to do it? It's your efforts are going in waste, your time is going in waste, and what even I hate that word waste because your money is
Yeah.
going into
Of
waste.
course.
And so there are so many different, it's like, you're pinching that nerve. It's like, hitting that nail in the
Mhm.
coffin, which does not do well with entrepreneurs who want
Mhm.
results. Eventually, everybody wants the result. The bottom line is that we want to improve the bottom
Mhm.
line.
I see.
That's that. And we talked about that bottom line constantly. We
Mhm.
still do and there are different aspects as well. When it comes to marketing, there are different funnels, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the
Mhm.
funnel. So depending on the regions of entrepreneurs that we talk with, depending on industries as well that we talk with, depending on the mindset of the entrepreneur that we talk with, we change our pitch as well. That's how usually that we
I
do as
see.
well. So yeah.
So apart from this, what is the other major points within your customer acquisition strategy? How do you go about that?
Hmm. Okay, you're asking about the pitch or you are asking about the pain points that they
No,
face?
you like what is TCC doing in terms of acquisition
Okay.
apart from what you just mentioned?
Okay, so
Mhm.
we are actually basically we have a great network.
Mhm.
So more or less we have good referrals coming in. We do use user generated content. Basically, we do use case studies when it comes to getting a few customers.
Mhm.
We do have inbound leads. We have great positioning when it comes to SEO. Because as Mehul mentioned, that is our forte. And so from day zero, we knew that we are going to position ourselves as good RevOps consultants and advisors in India as
Mhm.
well, because India has zero understanding or awareness of what revenue
Mhm.
operations is, and there's good opportunity there. We have seen it
Mhm.
already, and we want to make the most of it. While the Western market is doing well there, we do want India also to be at the back
Of
of it.
course.
We don't want India to miss
Yeah.
out on. And considering the growing SaaS market that India
Mhm.
has, revenue operations and 2024 is the year of hyper
Yeah.
optimization. And revenue operations is the key word for optimization, to be
Mhm.
honest. It is the gateway for
Mhm.
optimization. You want your operations to be optimized. You want your product to be optimized. You want your onboarding to be optimized as well. You want everything to be
Yeah.
optimized because you want your customers to have that optimized experience as well, that omni-channel experience that they are craving
Mhm.
for. And that is how we are positioning ourselves as well eventually
Yeah.
that, okay, if you want to give that optimized, if you want to give that one channel experience to your
Mhm.
customers, you need to have that unified strategy as well,
Yeah.
right? And that can only happen if everybody is on the same page. What happens generally in departments or in companies is that each department is only working towards departmental goals.
Mhm.
That marketing is working towards marketing goals, sales is working towards sales
Mhm.
goals. But if you ask them what is the business goal, what are your business goals, nobody will even know
Yeah.
about it. In fact, even the management or the co-founders would not be even aware that okay, ये तो हमने सोचा
Yeah.
ही नहीं. They're clueless about it.
Mhm.
Okay, we have not even thought about what our business goals
Mhm.
are. So whatever is happening throughout the departments, they're just doing it for the sake of
Yeah.
doing it. I won't blame them because okay, that's how they have been trained to do
Yeah.
it. Nothing, no, nobody's wrong in this
Mhm.
picture. Nobody's right as well in this picture, to
Yeah.
be honest. Yeah. But then That's how the root level changes happen, right? That's what revenue operations does. You start with understanding that, okay, what are your business goals? That is what we ask when a lead comes to us, when a brand comes to us. Okay, first tell us what are your business goals. Are you even aware of it? When they tell us that, okay, we have not formed those business goals as of now. And then we ask them, okay, think about it and let us know what are your business goals. And that because you are at if you are at point A, you don't know where you want to go. How will we form that plan of action? How will we form that path? Okay, and then we decide that okay, if you want to reach to point B, then this is how we will go, and every team member has to do their role, play their role in this.
Yep.
Okay, and this it does not have to be from just from the upper level, right? It has the change has to go from the root level. That is how change management happens. So revenue operations is all about the change management. Okay, you have to inculcate those changes, that understanding that okay, you're not working just towards the departmental goals now. You're also working towards the business goals. That if, as a business, my goal is to be the number one revenue operations consultant in India, then all your team members should also be aware of it. That yes, this is my business goal. All your messaging should also talk about this constantly. It should be hammered in their heads.
Yep.
So all your marketing collaterals should include it. All your sales enablement should include it. Your sales team should all talk about it. Your customer support team should talk about it. That yes, okay, you are here. Welcome to this, and yes, please give us ratings as number one RevOps consultants of
Yep.
India.
Uh,
That is how it should be inculcated. And everybody should talk about it because तभी वो दिमाग में
Yeah,
आएगा,
like
right?
they have to walk hand in hand at the
Right.
end of the day. You can't
Exactly,
operate as an
exactly, and
individual within a team, right?
exactly, and all your efforts should also, definitely departmental goals are there, but then all your efforts should also align with both your departmental goals should be aligned with your
Yeah.
business goals. Otherwise, it's just you're just like shooting arrows in the dark. It's useless. It's a moot point basically.
Yeah.
That is what revenue operations does. It aligns your all your strategies in such a way that it's a string, and it's not a it's just one single string. It's like string of pearls, and each pearl is a separate department.
Absolutely makes sense, and it's a good bit that even whoever is starting immediately, or if they have been in business, they should be taking it in right now, like the way you say it. On that note, I have some insider information regarding TCC of the titles that you both hold, which is Rajmata and the Meme Man of
Oh,
TCC.
How did you get that?
I am not at a liberty to disclose my source, but
oh my
yeah,
God.
my first thought, like in all honesty, was ki, okay, these guys, they are pretty active on social media, right? Because that meme culture, that is very much evident, right? So is that one of the things? Because like the way you talk about your network, I'm pretty sure community building is something that is very strong for TCC as well, right? So,
Yep.
how do you go about that? Of course, the titles coming in the picture. How do you act upon the community management, and how does each of those play around each other?
Uh,
Mehul, please. He is the community leader, literally. Like
so
he's the
actually,
brand builder
this is all
in this
started
case.
with, I would say, back in then is the Twitter, which is now X. So we have a very strong, I would say, this community on Twitter, where combined we have almost 50,000 followers on Twitter, combined both, right? And this is how people know, and this is what normally, that when actually I grew, if I talk about myself, when I grew my account, right, that time, I would had a back to back this meme ideas. I was constantly posting on the my initial boost I got for my account, that was through memes only, and it was all kind of meme, like on the sales, support, startup, anything you bring it, I was getting an idea like crazy, posting 5 6 memes a day, that too on a day to day basis, back to back. And that's exactly, the Twitter community got that, kind of this name to me, that like kind of a meme man, and people were making lots of meme on that as well. So I said, okay, that's it, okay, let's
Uh-huh.
use that name as kind of a meme man. uh,
Uh-huh.
so this is exactly what happens. And for Mansi also, I'm not going to let her speak for this part because she asked me to take care of that. So see, Mansi is a kind of a thing where like work while work, play while you play kind of thing, right? if she's working and you try to mess with her, and I will, like she's very brutal in that, right? And in Twitter also, people knows her that, okay, she doesn't take any shit from anyone, right? She will be very upfront
Mhm.
answer. She will give, and that it will make that people person regret that why that person did that in the first place. She doesn't accept
Mhm.
that thing where other people may not fight back for themselves, right? They must, but she is
Mhm.
completely different on that. And that's where it's kind of, if you look at the character of the Rajmata, I think she is the also similar to that. That's exactly how she got the name. And for quite a long she was carrying that Rajmata in her name also on this Twitter account also. And literally her banner was at the Rajmata, where where a person has changed the face of that Rajmata with Manse. It was like that thing. So this
Yeah.
is how we got that, and how strong our
Mhm.
community is, because we get we connect with people.
Did we actually
Yeah.
lose
No.
Mayol or
No.
what?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Continue.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. So we
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We can.
so we connect with the people in a very personalized, where we get on a call with them and all that kind of. So in fact, we visited Ahmedabad and we met a people from Ahmedabad. Then we visited Mumbai. Then we recently went to Delhi also. Pune is also in our this
Mhm.
timeline, where since a quite maybe I'm not sure this time we are going to make it or not, but
Mhm.
that's also a plan. And this is what, like, we haven't grow exponentially, like when we started, when people we started with, they are having a lot of many followers, right? Even that does. But the community what we build is a completely different. It's not just a followers, like people right now also, people we started engaging 3 years back. We are still in touch. We even meet in person, we get on a
Mhm.
call. We don't engage now with each other because we know the thing, but we are at a deeper level, so we build that kind of a connection forever. The same is happening on LinkedIn
Mhm.
side of the thing as well. Of course, the LinkedIn is not, is more a very professional way, right? So, but Twitter is
Uh-huh.
something both, mix of both. So we get both kind of things. So that's what
Yeah.
is helping us. So this is exactly the the story behind the names we got, the Raj Mata and the meme man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. How are you acting on using this community building and network building? As I heard in one of the previous answers that you had like clients from 8 different
Yeah.
countries, right? At one point, how do you plan on taking it ahead? Like, what's the next goal in terms of like geography? Where are you heading to next? Which countries, which region are you like focusing on?
Ma-
Yeah, Mayol, I think, are you going to answer? I thought
Okay.
you were going to
No,
answer.
no,
So I
let
did
me
not.
take the answer. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
Sorry? Okay. Yeah, so actually, right now the target is US and
Mhm.
Canada, and we also want to touch base Australia for
Mhm.
now. That is something there. We have also have entered the ninth country recently with TCC, so that's that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So community building in the sense has helped us a lot in terms of brand building and
Mhm.
positioning. Like how if you ask that if anybody mentions Clueless anywhere on the internet now, we are remembered
Mhm.
and we are tagged. That is how we have positioned ourselves and we are we are our website is visited in the and like there was a time when organic social was our top channel for website visits. Obviously, I have turned the tables now, and organic search is at the top
I
right
see.
now. And yeah, I'm glad about that because I had promised Mehul
Mhm.
that someday, like I promised myself as well, that someday I'm going to change and
Mhm.
organic search would be at the top. And I did it. And like it's
Yeah.
like because as I mentioned, that SEO is our strong suit, and that is how it has
That's really
changed.
commendable. And with those plans, my final question for this episode will be: what is the final goal? Like, I don't want to do the cliche question, where do you see TCC in 5 or 10 years? But yeah, still that question. Where is it going? Where do you see yourself?
Okay. Yeah.
Mehul.
So end goal is that we would like to be a product company. That's the end goal. And with this product company, of course, we would like to be a unicorn. That's the ultimate goal. But in order to achieve that, uh, we are doing a lot of things with DCC also. We recently finalized something which we haven't shared with anyone. And of course, we would like to keep it, secret for now. But we have finalized something else on top of TCC that will change, a lot of things for us as well, and for a lot many people. Of course, we are not changing anything in terms of business. We are going to stick with that only. But yeah, we are soon coming up with something else, of course, in service industry only. And then down the line, we are coming up with a product for sure. Nothing is finalized, but that is, as you asked, that's the end goal: product company and be unicorn. That's the ultimate goal. Yeah, Mansi, anything you would like to take? Yeah.
No.
That is a great, yeah.
But yeah, something on a, like, I would definitely want to add that something on a personal note. I'd love to mentor startups or aspiring entrepreneurs someday, and not just as TCC, but on a personal level as well, because I know that they need somebody to give that direction, and I think who better than somebody who has already helped people or helped startups grow.
See,
So yeah, that's that.
I guess in that sense, we at Newzchain would love to, stay in touch with you, because our goal at the end of the day is like the whole reason of bringing your story, right, to the public is for them to say, see, ki, what we can do it as well,
Right.
right? This is what we are learning from. This is how we overcome our hurdles. What these guys did, right? And we want to create an ecosystem where we see partnering up with TCC in the long run. And back to your answer about being a unicorn, all our best wishes from the whole team in those regards. And I can't thank you enough for being here, giving your time to be on this episode. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Thank you for having us, Akshat. It was really a
Thank you so
pleasure.
much,
Thank you
Akshat, for
so much.
having us. Really pleasure. I enjoy conversing with you. Yeah.